Hello all and welcome to the course on automobile engineering. I am sure that all of you will be very excited and very eager to learn the subject automobile engineering because many of you might have joined mechanical engineering after your 12th standard because of your interest in automobiles. But by now you must have realized that mechanical engineering consists of many other important domain areas also other than automobiles. Anyhow, automobile engineering is one of the most important areas in mechanical engineering and also a major area in which most of the mechanical engineering students get employed in. So I once again welcome all of you to this course in automobile engineering. So let's start with the course. The course objectives provided are to know the anatomy of automobile in general. That means to know about the components of automobiles, the different systems, subsystems that are operating in an automobile. To understand the working of different automotive systems and subsystems. So each of these systems, how do they work, the principle of working, all this will be covered in this course. And to update the latest developments in automobiles. So this course will act as a foundation to build on and collect more information and gain knowledge on the latest developments that are happening in automobile industry. So as you know, automobile industry is a very emerging area in which a lot of developments have been taking place even from the past. The design of automobiles has been changing rapidly within a span of few years. So the design of an automobile which we see today might change soon within the next 1 or 2 years, and the same automobile or the vehicle might be introduced with a new concept after 1 or 2 years. So such is the drastic change in designs which we observe for an automobile. So this course will act as a foundation where you can study about the latest developments in automobiles based on the knowledge that you gain. These are the course outcomes. So after completion of this course, you will be able to practically identify different automotive systems and subsystems, understand the principles of transmission, suspension, steering and braking systems that are used in an automobile. And again, the third outcome is to develop a strong base for understanding future developments in the automobile industry. So as I told you, the course which we are studying right now, or the textbooks which we follow for automobile engineering, that has been prepared some time back. It has not been updated much to the new technologies, and so you will definitely find a gap between what is mentioned in the textbook, what is mentioned in the theory, and what is actually practically applied nowadays. So as the technology keeps on changing, you can see that there is a wide gap between what you have learned and what is actually available in the industry. So the same problem occurs when you go for a job also. Whatever you have learned as a theory, if you need to put that into a practical use, you need to keep yourself updated with the latest trends and technologies that are available today. So the only way is to keep your mind open and to have a learning attitude and collect maximum information, gather maximum information of the latest trends and developments happening in the industry which you are interested to work in. So in the case of automobiles, as I mentioned, the technologies change very rapidly, and we should try to gather more information on how these technologies are changing and what are the new technologies that are available lately. So this course will just give you a strong foundation, and as I mentioned, most of the concepts which you will be learning in this course are almost outdated. It will only give you a strong theoretical background, and based on that background you will have to develop the concept and apply this concept based on the information, the latest information which you collect. Now looking at the syllabus, we have 6 different modules to cover, and each of these modules give an information or give you the idea of the different systems that are operating in an automobile. First module deals with the combustion system. Second module deals with transmission system. Third module deals with steering system. Module number 4 deals with the suspension system. Module 5 deals with the braking system, and module 6 deals with the aerodynamics design concepts that are applied in automobiles. Now let us just look through the contents of module 1. So the module 1 basically consists of the combustion system, or the components that help in the energy production during the combustion system, that is the engine parts. So the engine parts, as you know, of an automobile are the piston, the cylinder, then the different components of the piston, the connecting rod, then the crankshaft, etc. So we have the piston, then the piston rings, piston pin, connecting rod, crankshaft, camshaft, flywheel. Then we have the different fuel injection systems which you had already studied as a small part. We will be studying in detail here: multi-point or multi-port fuel injection and common rail direct injection. Then we have the turbocharging and supercharging systems and other concepts like hybrid cars and racing cars, Formula 1 engine technologies, etc. So let's get on with the definition of automobile. What is the definition of the word automobile? Automobile is a type of vehicle that is designed to move on the ground, and it utilizes its own stored power, or it produces its own power, and it is mainly built to carry a driver, a small number of additional passengers, and a very limited amount of other load. So this is the basic definition of the term automobile. So we know the examples of automobiles like cars, buses, trucks, two-wheelers. So whatever vehicles that are moving on the ground, we call them in general as automobiles. And these are different from other vehicles which do not use the road, that is the aeronautical vehicles and marine vehicles. They do not make use of the ground. So whatever vehicle which travels on the ground, we call in general as automobile. And we also define the term automobile engineering. So automobile engineering is a branch of study or a branch study of engineering which deals with the functioning, maintenance, safety, designing, assembling and testing of automobiles. So all these concepts are covered in automobile engineering. So automobile engineering is a branch of study under mechanical engineering. Here we are studying this as an elective course, but actually this exists as a separate course, undergraduate course, BTech or BE in automobile engineering. We have diploma courses in automobile engineering where we will be learning in detail about the different systems and subsystems of automobiles, the functioning, maintenance, safety aspects, how to design these components, assembling these components and the testing. So all these are covered in detail for an undergraduate course. However, for our elective course, we will be covering all these details in a very brief manner. Let us now look at the history of automobiles, how the development of automobiles has taken place over the years. The first automobile was built by Captain Nicolas Joseph Cuno, and he was a captain in the French army, and this automobile was powered with the help of steam. So you can see in this picture we have a large boiler in which the water is heated and steam is generated. We have the old steam generation mechanisms by which the vehicle was propelled. So this was built during the year or in the year 1769. So you can see how much earlier itself the concept of automobile had generated. So in 1769 itself the first automobile was invented or built. Then again another landmark took place in 1803, in which an internal combustion engine was first developed by Hayden Wishart, and the engine was named as de Rivaz engine, and the fuel was hydrogen. So it used a piston mechanism. As you can see in this picture, there is a piston cylinder, a very crude form of piston cylinder mechanism, in which the piston, the end of the piston, or this we can call it as the connecting rod maybe, and this connecting rod was actually one-sided rack and pinion arrangement. We have the rack here and we have a pinion here. So whenever this piston moves up, the rack again moves up with that and it rotates the pinion, and we have a chain mechanism that is connected to the wheel. So that was how the engine worked. So whenever the gas expanded, the piston was pushed upwards and the rack movement took place that rotated the pinion arrangement and turned the wheel. So very crude mechanism that was considered to be the first internal combustion engine. Again in 1826 another landmark took place, that is another major development took place, An English engineer, Samuel Brown, invented the normal internal combustion engine that was powered by the petroleum products. And in 1880, we all know, or we all are aware of the term Carl Benz. So he is actually known as the father of automobiles. So Carl Benz developed a petrol powered mobile auto, and it was powered by a single cylinder 4-stroke engine. So that was the first time when a single cylinder 4-stroke engine was developed. That is in the year 1880 by Carl Benz. So you can see how the vehicle looked like, very much different from the designs that is available today. And again, this is another major landmark in the automobile history. That is in 1908, the Ford Model T. So that is the name of the model of this vehicle shown in the picture. Ford Model T was created by the Ford Motor Company, and this was the first automobile to be produced on a mass scale, that is on a large scale, in an assembly line, that is in a production line. So the first automobile to be manufactured on large numbers in a production line was the Ford Model T. That was in 1908. Now you can see the difference in the designs of automobiles that are currently under development, and some of them available in the market even now. When comparing with the older models of automobiles, how much development has taken place in the designs, the comfort level, the technologies that is being used. So all of this developments has taken place within a span of a few, maybe 100 years. And as you can see, the technological changes happening now is more sudden than it was happening before. So as I mentioned earlier, the technology that we see today will be outdated by tomorrow. That is the speed at which, or the pace with which the technology is changing right now. Today's model cars have artificial intelligence and connectivity. That is the main concepts that is being used in automobiles right now. How humans can interact personally with their cars. We might have seen in advertisements like speaking with the cars, and connecting cars is a concept that is being developed and under development mostly for most of the companies that build the automobiles, like Nissan is working hugely on artificial intelligence and the connectivity of automobiles. Hyundai again, and many other automobile companies are into development of new concepts, emerging technologies in the vehicles, so that they can remain in the market. The market for automobiles is very competitive. Many automobiles are increasingly spending a lot on research and development to build the vehicles with more or recent technological changes. So you can see that many of the cars are being less preferred now due to the lack of technologies or the availability of technologies in those cars. You can see the concepts of many of the vehicles here, like Nissan, Benz, Audi, Volkswagen. So many of these concepts models are under development and expected to be in the market very soon. So you can see how the design has changed over the years. And as I mentioned, many of the systems which we are going to study in this subject unfortunately will not exist within a span of maybe 5 to 10 years. We have studied, or we have been studying, a lot of components of automobiles, especially regarding the engines, like piston and cylinder mechanisms, braking systems, etc. These systems are being replaced by newer technologies. For example, our conventional piston cylinder mechanism is going to be outdated very soon, which means there won't be any piston or cylinder mechanism in the engine, or there won't be even an engine in the coming years, because most of the vehicles are going to be electric powered vehicles. As of now, we have hybrid vehicles which use both electrical technology and the conventional technology, but moving forward we'll be able to see only electric vehicles in the future, because electric vehicles have zero emissions. As you know that the world is becoming more stringent in emission norms. We have the BS6 vehicles, Bharat Stage 6 emission norms being implemented in India right now. So BS4 vehicles are not allowed to be registered newly. So we cannot allow any, or we cannot perform any new registrations for BS4 vehicles. You might have read in, or you might have heard the news recently. So BS4 vehicles, new BS4 vehicles cannot be sold in the market, and that is why we have the new norm, emission norms, that is the BS6. Similarly, throughout the world we have the Euro 6 emission norms, and all these standards suggest that the emissions should be below a particular level so that our environment is saved. So moving forward, these emission norms will become more and more stringent, more and more strict, and almost all the countries are pushing towards the development of electrical vehicles or electric vehicles. And electric vehicles do not have any engines, they are powered by motors, and these motors are powered by large batteries, rechargeable batteries. So all the components, systems and subsystems that were existing in the automobiles before are going to be replaced entirely by new systems and subsystems. Unfortunately, the textbooks that are available right now, or the courses that you follow right now, will not be entirely able to tell you what all these developments or how these developments will be taking place. It will be taking place over these years, so you'll have to learn most of these new developments by yourself. So that was what I mentioned earlier itself. This course will give you just a foundation on how you can develop your new concepts based on the existing theory. So by the time you study all these concepts, by this time you study all this theory and you go out and practice this in your career, in your job, all these old concepts would have been replaced by newer concepts. And I hope most of you might have heard about the Mercedes 2020 concept design that is shown recently in many automobile shows, and most of you might have got this video or some videos relating to this vehicle through WhatsApp groups or forwards. This is a new concept developed by Mercedes-Benz. That is the concept, the name of the design or the model is known as Vision AVTR. The name AVTR was taken from the movie Avatar. I hope most of you have seen this Hollywood movie Avatar, very futuristic movie. And the design of this vehicle, the concept, was influenced or inspired from this movie Avatar. You can see why it is. I think most of you have seen it, but again I would like to show you how the technology has changed over the years and how technologically developed the recent concept or the recent models of automobiles are. You can just watch it and see how the vehicle is designed.
An AVTR, but this is also kind of refers to Avatar the movie.
Yes, this car was a cooperation between us and the people from Avatar. John Landau, Cameron, and the whole design team. So
That's
that was
right.
incredible cooperation here.
This car can crawl sideways like a crab. Look at that. Isn't that insane? This is the Mercedes Vision AVTR. I'm going to see it on the roads for the very first time. There are so many cool features about this car, but watch what the back does. What? That is crazy! Guys, what? Have you ever seen anything like that before in your life? Look at all of these individual kind of, I suppose, hairs. They could be described as hairs or scales. It becomes a creature, right? When you're in driving mode, these will all kind of face down like this and the lights will be blue. But then as soon as you brake, see what happened then? It kind of acts as an air brake that all kind of goes up against the airflow and it turns red. And then when you're going around corners, it will kind of move with the vehicle. So all of this, look at this. That's crazy. So if depending on your mood, I'm going to talk about this in just a sec, but you connect with the car. The car is speaking to you and you're speaking to the car, and the car knows exactly what mood you're in, what you're feeling. So all of this will be reflected in the back here. If you're feeling like really cool, calm and collected, it will just kind of like stay there. It's actually got indicators on the tire itself. Never seen that before. What happens is this car connects to the driver through their breathing. No, seriously. This is like the ultimate car of the future. This is why they say that, because when you put your hand here on the car, it responds to your hand. Look at that. And look, it starts recognizing your heartbeat. It will actually pulsate with you. And it will project onto your hand, scan your veins and your heart, and know exactly which person is sitting in this, I suppose you call it the driver's seat, but it's not really. There's no like traditional functions here. There's no steering wheel. There's no kind of like display right in front of you telling you all of the stats, etc. So it pops out, and then now you can actually control the car with this. You just turn it, right? You turn the wheel with this. You see that? This is quite a cool design feature. I've never seen this before either. You see how the back seat here kind of arches all the way over the top of the passenger's head, and then it becomes your headrest in the front. Alright, you guys, that's it. Massive thanks to Mercedes. Please like the video, subscribe to the Supercar Blondie family. We've got so much more coming this year. Alright, I'm out.
So we have seen how the design has changed. This is one of my personal favorites, that is the Mercedes 2020 concept vision AVTR. That's why I wanted to show you. When you have watched this video, you might have understood that most of the systems are not available in this concept design. That is, there is no steering mechanism, there is no acceleration pedal, there is no braking, conventional braking system. So all this has changed, and the future cars are going to be very similar, because if one car introduces such a system, again other companies, other models will also follow the same. So that is how the market competition is. So we can expect more of such designs in the future. So that is what I told you, that the automobile industry as such is undergoing a rapid transition from the conventional mode, and it is going to a futuristic mode. So we'll be learning more about the conventional concepts, the theories of existing systems, and we'll see how we can connect that to the future systems. So I hope all of you have got the concept of our course, that is Introduction to Automobile Engineering. In the upcoming lectures, we will be seeing the different systems and subsystems, their working and their different types in detail. Thank you.